Deion Sanders mocked on SNL after he was truly disturbed by the Colorado loss. Oh my goodness. Basically, Colorado Buffaloes played the Stanford Cardinals, and they had a 29-point lead at halftime, and it looks like they must have packed it in Friday night because they lost the game 46-43. And I'm going to recap because SNL had a very good skit regarding this game. And I'm going to read this particular story from the New York Post that talks about this particular loss. Friday night was not kind to Deion Sanders and his Colorado team, who blew a big halftime lead in a loss to Stanford. Saturday night wasn't much better as Sanders and the Buffaloes were mocked on SNL's Saturday Night Live Weekend Update, where Kenan Thompson portrayed the head coach renowned for his confidence regardless of the circumstances. And I don't know if you've ever seen these Colorado Buffaloes, Deion Sanders interviews or these post-game press conferences where he just goes off and even when he loses, he talks about, he keeps receipts and all of this nonsense, or he'll go into a press conference screaming, "Do you believe now?" Well, this particular press conference, he was quite melancholy as Colorado gave up 8 touchdowns in the second half, unanswered pretty much. Let me read a little this to you. Playing off the fact that Colorado, with a 29-point lead at halftime, ended up losing after Stanford scored on 8 consecutive possessions. 8 consecutive possessions they scored. Where was the defensive coordinator? Where was Deion Sanders? You need to go back and look at some of my other Deion Sanders videos to let you know this man is not a very good coach. He's a good motivator. He's a good celebrity. He can get you NIL deals, but a coach, he is not. His coaching staff is not even good. They scored on 8 consecutive possessions. Thompson's version of Sanders said, "Wasn't that crazy?" We were up 29-0 at half, so I went home and fell asleep. I woke up this morning shocked as anyone. Oh my goodness. Sanders in his first year at Colorado after 3 seasons at Jackson State. Another topic touched on by the Weekend Update host Colin Jost. "God called me to Jackson State," Thompson Sanders said, adding of his move to Colorado. "God called me again and was like, my bad." I'm sorry, y'all. You just got to go back and look at my many faces of Coach Prime. This is hilarious. I'm going to play this clip for you, too. I'm reading it, and I'm reading the story from the New York Post. I'm going to play this clip. Kenan Thompson parodies Deion Sanders on Saturday Night Live skit SNL on X. The segment also included a clip from Sanders' appearance as a musical guest in 1995. "Must be the money." Y'all remember that terrible song by Deion Sanders in the 90s where he was dancing and having spasms? Okay, I'm sorry. Sanders' fortunes in Colorado have taken quite a hit during his 3-0 start that included wins over TCU, Nebraska, and Colorado State. Since then, the Buffaloes have lost 3 of 4, and a double overtime defeat to Stanford was the first to an unranked opponent as they fell to 4-3. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. This clip is hilarious. Let me play it.
Exciting stories in college football is the Colorado Buffaloes, who have had a remarkable turnaround thanks to their coach, two-sport legend Deion Sanders. Here to comment is Deion Sanders.
What's up, Kyle? What's up, Jay? What's up, man? Like that black dad joke. Calm down in the house. You know what I'm saying? We just keep winning, man. Every game, every minute, we winning that life.
Yeah. Well, you're also 4-3, so you have lost a few.
Kyle, look at me, man. What about me makes you think that I care about what you think about me?
Self-absorbed.
You don't understand that my team has it all, man. Coaching, genius. Offense, explosive. Defense, try it. It's a complete package, man.
Yeah, well, millions of people are watching your games. You've obviously turned the program around, but it's not perfect. Just last night, you lost to Stanford in double overtime.
Wasn't that crazy? Man, we were up 29-0 at the half. So I went home and fell asleep. I woke up this morning shocked as anyone. But come on, man, nobody's perfect. Name one team that's undefeated.
Okay, well, there's Georgia.
Right.
Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State.
That's another one.
Florida State.
Forgot about them.
Oklahoma.
Sure.
Penn State.
Indeed.
Washington.
Good team.
North Carolina.
Tar Heels.
Air Force.
And see, that's exactly my point.
What is your point?
Colin, look at me, man. To me, coaching is a higher calling.
Right, that's right. You started coaching your career, right, at Jackson State, which is an HBCU or historically black college, right?
Very good, Colin.
He had Colin laughing at that one. That was good. Look at Colin.
You know, I truly believe that God called me there. And he said, this is your destiny.
Right, and then 3 years later, you went to Chicago. I mean, to Colorado.
Yes, that's right. Because God called me again and was like, my bad. And then he showed me the promised land of Colorado. I had these visions, Colin, a place where there was white people. Like, every single person was white. Not many people know this, but Colorado is an HWCU, or historically white college. Kind of like where you went, Colin.
Well, I mean, Harvard is pretty diverse, you know.
Colin. Look at me, man. Now look at Chase. Now look at the audience. Now look at my fingers. I got you, man. I got you. Colin, we unstoppable, man. We've only lost 3 games. I can't even think of a team that's lost fewer than that.
Well, it's Texas.
Okay.
Alabama.
Great program.
Ole Miss. You know, Utah.
Yeah.
Duke.
Really?
Tennessee.
Ball.
Yep. USC.
Yeah, they beat us too.
Yep. Missouri.
1 more.
BYU.
2 more.
Tulane.
3 more.
Iowa.
4 more.
Miami of Ohio.
All right, you can stop now. Colin, some teams might have a better record, but we getting paid. NIL deals, baby. It's like I said when I was a musical guest on this very show back in 95. Look at this. But be the money.
Yeah, really, really nice move.
Colin, look at me.
Look the whole time.
Name a more iconic musical guest on SNL.
Well, there's Prince.
Sure.
David Bowie.
Legend.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Nirvana.
Rest in peace.
Sinead O'Connor.
Red Lady.
U2.
Okay. But after them, and like maybe the next 300, it's prime time, baby.
It's yours. Deion Sanders.
That parody was spot on. I mean, spot on. Deion's self-absorbed, narcissistic attitude regarding his team, his opponents, that was perfect. Look at here. I'm not saying Colorado's not going to be a better team in a couple of years, but the way he went into Colorado with this arrogant attitude that he was bringing his Louis in and all of this nonsense, and he put all that on camera, and he ran those other kids off, the kids off from Colorado, made them go get in the portal while he went back to Jackson State the next day and told those guys not to jump in the portal. This man, and his press conferences, they are so arrogant. When he walks in these press conferences and says, "Do you believe?" and he's screaming and yelling at the top of his lungs and pointing people out. And once he gets thumped by Oregon, he comes back into the press conference and says he keeps receipts and they're not going to be down forever. You better get him now because it's the worst he's ever going to be. Well, I have news for you, Prime. That's not the worst you're ever going to be. You got worse. You lost a 29-0 halftime lead, and they scored on 8 consecutive possessions in the second half. No, that wasn't the worst you could be when you got blew out by Oregon 42-6. This might have been the worst you could be. Or maybe you could even get worse, because this schedule is coming up. It's going to get even tougher for you. You made this bed, you have to lie in. And it's unfortunate because you're not a very good coach. You're a good motivator. Well, you're a pretty good motivator. No, you're a good motivator. You're a good preacher, and you're good with NIL deals. So you're good with those things. And if people want those things, they should come to Colorado. But if they really want to learn football, they may want to go to a different college. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm out.